Here we go.
Yes, people. What's going on YouTube? How you guys doing? It's Egal Talks Football. I'm back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Kai Havertz to Arsenal. It's a done deal, ladies and gentlemen. It is a done deal. Fabrizio Romano has said, here we go. And you know what? Up next, we might be seeing a player sale in Thomas Partey. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like Arsenal to sell Thomas Partey or not. Apparently, we could get 40 million for Thomas Partey. Timber. I'm yelling, Timber, we're going to move. We're going down. We're going to be talking about Timber to Arsenal. And Romeo Lavia and Declan Rice could be our midfield upgrades for this upcoming transfer window, with Declan Rice being the guy to come in for Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey leaving potentially for 40 million. And in the other hand, Romeo Lavia coming in for 50 million. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, what you guys saying. But let's first go through some of the tweets, because there's been a lot of tweets today. There's been a lot going on. There's been so many things that we need to talk about. But before we go any further, do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to get to everyone's comment section. I'm going to get to everyone in the comment section and everyone in the chat in a second. Before we go any further, I'm going to add everybody very soon. But first, let me just go through some of these comments, because there were a lot of things that we need to talk about. So, and this is a call-in show, so don't forget to call in. The link is in the comment section. So yesterday, Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Thomas Partey could be ending up getting sold. About 24 hours ago, he mentioned that, right? And then he also went on to mention that a key component in selling Thomas Partey would be that it would not affect the Declan Rice deal and it would not affect the Granit Xhaka deal. Now, with that being said, we also heard about situations with West Ham, West Ham play for time over Declan Rice deal, as the trio clubs are after Thomas Partey. That's Al Nassr, Al Hilal, and Al Najd are all after Thomas Partey. Then we heard more rumors yesterday that from David Ornstein himself, that Thomas Partey could potentially be leaving Arsenal, as there are rumors that the 30-year-old Ghanaian could be headed out of Arsenal, potentially to play first-team football somewhere else. And of course, then 8 hours ago, we heard that we've made an agreement for Kai Havertz. We got the agreed fee of £65 million. That meaning that we would be paying 50 million, and the remaining 15 would be in add-ons. That's a really good deal for Arsenal. 50 million pounds for Kai Havertz, basically, and they get 15 million on add-ons potentially if we win major trophies. And if we do win major trophies, we don't really care how much we pay them. People are saying 65 million this, 65 million that. It's really 65 million after add-ons. The structure of the deal is 15 million. So yeah. What else we got here? Kovacic deal was done, of course, so that has nothing to do with us directly. But of course, West Ham are waiting to see if Man City come in for Declan Rice, as they want a bidding war between the two parties. They want a bidding war for Declan Rice between Arsenal and the Declan Rice deal. They want a bidding war. They want to see who will bid the most money out of the two clubs. And as at this moment in time, that is what they're waiting for. In other news, the Timber transfer, Arsenal want to join. He wants to join Arsenal. Last week, Arsenal was negotiating and expected to be agreed at around 40 to 45 million pounds. It is also rumored that the Kai Havertz deal has now been finalized. Everything has been completed. We got the here you go after we got this tweet that the deal has been reached and it's been agreed. It's been a 65 million pound deal. Reports coming out from everywhere that the deal is done, that it could go upwards of 75 to 80 million euros. With that is in euros though, that's not in pounds. We also got here that two deals were done for over 100 million for Chelsea, with the Kovacic and Havertz deal. And then Fabrizio Romano giving us the here you go a little bit later on. Here we go, saying that the medical is going to be getting done. Everything's going to be getting sorted. This was about 5 hours ago. And this is great news, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a favor. We got 116 of you guys in the chat right now. Do me a favor. Hit that goddamn like button for me, people. Come on and throw your question, comments, and concerns in the chat right now. And of course, the link to join the stream is in the comment section. If you guys want to join the stream, do hit that link to join the stream, as I do have 2 people backstage already, and I will be adding you guys as the stream goes on. Now, to let you guys know, there's some great news, some great news, that apparently Timber has rejected Bayern Munich and said that he's on the verge of joining Arsenal. He wants to join Arsenal. Kai Havertz has also rejected Bayern Munich and he wants to join Arsenal. Declan Rice has also rejected Bayern Munich and he wants to join Arsenal. That is 3 major clubs rejecting Bayern Munich to want to join Arsenal. Lokonga is set to leave Arsenal as he will be going on loan to Burnley. Come on, give me that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's go. Lokonga is going on loan, ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys see that? Lokonga is going on loan. I love it. I love it. I love it. Lokonga, go, Vincent Company, you bold fraud, go and get Lokonga, and I'm happy with it. In other news, we also heard that Jorginho will most likely be staying. Thomas Partey will be the one that's leaving out of the midfield. So that means Granit Xhaka will be heading on his way. Potentially Thomas Partey will be heading on his way. But for Thomas Partey, the Saudi clubs might be willing to pay upwards of £40 million for Thomas Partey. Reported 3 hours ago that Saudi clubs are prepared to pay up to 40 million euros for Thomas Partey, as he has concrete links to go away to Saudi Arabia. And also a lot of players about improving results, coaching, Arteta's attention to details. That has nothing to do with this. And then, Saudi teams are negotiating in London, and they've begun negotiations for Thomas Partey, as it is understood that he's a concrete target. And at this moment in time, Thomas Partey could be sold. So with that being said, we're now going to go to some of the calls. This is some crazy news today. So Kai Havertz is done. Timber is on his way potentially. Would we sell Thomas Partey or would we keep him? And Romeo Lavia and Declan Rice are the 2 guys that are most likely going to be coming in if we do part ways with Thomas Partey. This is the transfer news done. I will tell you guys this. I'm not particularly a big fan of Kai Havertz, but if Mikel Arteta wants him, I back him fully. And as long as he comes in and he's an Arsenal player, I'm going to back him. But yeah, big up to everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor, if you guys want to jump on, you can jump on. Big up to me, Ahmed. She said, how you doing? I'm doing good. Any transfer news today? I just ran through everything. Timber, second bid, hopefully, very soon, hopefully. Lavia, first bid, hopefully, very soon, hopefully. Declan Rice, third bid, hopefully. Medical for Kai Havertz is incoming. Yes. Partey is leaving, potentially, yes. Eddie Nketiah is also, I forgot to mention this. Yesterday I mentioned it on the stream, but Eddie Nketiah is headed on his way out potentially, as there are links to Eddie Nketiah. Happy days. Yes, happy days. People, the link is in the chat if you want to join. Arteta and Eddie are a joke for 65 million for Havertz. It's actually 50 million, so it's not as bad as it sounds. Come on, Arsenal for life is in the building. Big up to you. Yes, Yasin Mohammed, the Liverpool fan, is in the building saying congratulations on getting Havertz. Yeah, Havertz is going to be an Arsenal player. You're getting Shah Havertz. No, it's King Havertz to you now. No more Shah Havertz. It's King Kai. That's what it is. King Kai in the building. What else are we talking about? Is it actually a done deal? Yes, it is. Reported by David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano that it is a done deal. Or RTK is just saying, nope, this is the legitimate sources. All the legitimate sources saying that it's a done deal, my friend. There's no ITKs. When you get the here you go from Fabrizio Romano, as you can see right there. And of course, David Ornstein also saying that the deal has been reached and Arsenal are going to sign the 24-year-old. Medical will follow due course. So of course, we just have to wait and see where we go from there. But yeah, big up to everyone in the comment section. We got 150 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, do continue to hit that goddamn like button. Gunnar Forever is in the chat. But first, we got my guy, Mr. Wilson. In 1 second, how do we pronounce his name? Let's see how we pronounce his name. Is it Domentre?
Damorda.
Damorda, talk to me. What do you want to talk about today? There's a lot to talk about. Which topic do you want to talk about first? How are you feeling? Arsenal are getting business done. Kai Havertz is the first one. It seems like Timber is going to be the next one. It is a busy day on Arsenal transfer news. How you feeling, my friend?
Well, this is all new. I mean, I've never seen Arsenal like this. This is all new. It's been long since I've seen Arsenal being busy like this in transfers, and so it's really exciting. It's really exciting, and I think right now I think Arsenal's got a plan. I think I can see the plan. I think if they let go Partey, they'll be back on Caicedo. That is, if Chelsea doesn't complete the transfer first.
I
And
don't
about
think
Kai,
I don't think Caicedo to Arsenal is anymore a thing. But is that the first thing you want to talk about? Thomas Partey to Saudi Arabia?
yeah, because you know what, the main problem when we were talking is, especially, let's say we were discussing about last season, the main issue was depth. You know, it wasn't that we were lacking the quality. We felt like we had the quality, but it was the squad depth. And if after these transfers, I don't think there's any changes when it comes to depth, especially on the midfield, because you can't rely on Jorginho if Rice is not playing.
Fair enough.
So so I still think that squad depth is something that we have to consider when we're doing this transfer.
But let me ask you this.
Mm.
Arteta seems to rate Jorginho more than Partey now. Because on the business end of the season, he played
Mm.
Jorginho in the middle and he played Partey right back.
Yeah, I could see that, but as for me, I felt like he was experimenting. You know, he wanted to, that the inverted right back thingy with Thomas Partey. I just felt like that's what he was trying to do. Of course, Jorginho is a great passer, better passer of the ball as compared to Thomas Partey. Maybe he wants that. Maybe with Rice it could work, but I still feel that we need some more squad depth, especially on the midfield.
I
And
personally, I would sell Thomas Partey if we could get some good money for him. I agree with Juice World here. If we can get Caicedo still and Partey, amazing. But really and truly, is Caicedo worth 100 million?
yeah, 75 to me. I think 75 is good for. It's a good deal
Okay,
for
so
Caicedo.
this is the thing. Lavia is worth 50 million.
Hmm.
Caicedo is worth 100 million. Would basically for the same money we're paying for Caicedo, we can get Timber and Lavia.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. So you're
Financially,
right.
it makes more sense to get
Yeah,
Lavia.
it actually makes more sense. And one other thing, I would really want to see Saka wearing that number 14 jersey when Edin Ketia leaves.
Saka's not going to wear 14. Saka's not a striker. Saka's dream is to play the 7.
So who's gonna wear number 14 jersey if he's gone? We gotta give it to Jesus.
If Eddie Nketiah leaves, the number 14 shirt will go to Ozyman in a year when he comes.
So you actually believe that Osman is coming?
In a year's time, we give it to Ozyman. How much better is Caicedo than Lavia? Caicedo is better than Lavia, but the price is not warranted. He's almost double the price. Double the
Yeah,
price.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's almost he's overrated at the moment. Okay, overrated
Exactly.
maybe it's too strong a weight. Of course, he is worth a lot amount of money, but 100 million. I think that's because Chelsea is just making things complicated these days.
Nah, 100%. The number 14 shirt will go to Ivan Tony. You see, the thing is, I don't believe Ivan Tony is going to be joining Arsenal. That's just me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I don't see Ivan Toney in an Arsenal shade. I don't see that.
Okay, so
It fits Kai Havertz better than Ivan Toney,
okay, so
and
we spoke about Havertz last time. You're a very big fan of Havertz. Are you happy that Havertz is happening now?
I am very happy, and I am very happy about the price tag as well. If he came with anything above 65 or 60, and then some add-ons, and I would really like it. But the amount of money, 50 is not a bad amount to me. That's a reasonable amount for Kai Havertz, and
What about
but
Timber?
I'm still not sure about the position though. I'm still not sure. I think it's going to be the midfield, but I'm still not sure. And
What about
Timber,
Ego?
yeah, Timber. I like that deal. I like that deal. Oh, okay, I don't want to be judgmental to myself here because it's not like I really know like the guy that much, but given because given the way people are talking about him, that he's versatile. He can play as a fullback. He can. They say that he can even play as a central midfielder, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, because of that, I think he's a very. I'm actually excited. I'm excited that we are having that deal, and he loves us too. I mean, he's rejecting Bayern Munich. So who
Nah,
does?
he definitely did, bro. He definitely did. But you know what? I just wanted to read this comment quickly. Egal, I can't believe Declan Rice will be going to City now that Gundogan has gone. He's not going to City, my friend. The reality is, City haven't even made a move for him yet. They might be interested, but at this moment in time, I'm not too concerned about City. City wants Kovacic, and they want some other players. At this moment in time, we shouldn't be worried. But my friend, you have anything else you have to say before we go?
Yeah, and I heard that I was listening to Box 14, and he said that actually Declan Rice actually said no to anyone else. He made it clear. That's why no other clubs are bidding. Like West Ham are trying to get other clubs to get to bidding more money and stuff, but he actually said no. He wants Arsenal. So it's just a matter of time with Declan Rice. It's just a matter of time.
Big up, big up. All right, my guy, you have yourself a wonderful day. Catch you on the next one. And hopefully I'll do it again next week when we sign another player. Because Kai Havertz is
Yeah,
and,
Kai
and it,
Havertz is he's in Arsenal, baby. Love it or hate it. I'm sorry to the haters, us to the Kai Havertz haters, but he's in Arsenal. We gotta have him now.
there you go. And to the Chelsea fans in the comment section, if you guys want to call in, you can call in also. But yeah, you have a good one, bro. Don't know.
Cool.
Next we got my guy Brendan. Brendan, you literally got a ping the exact same moment that I was adding you in. Egal, there's been positive talks between West Ham and Arsenal, according to Sky Sports. Yes, I seen that. I think Z reported that. One second, let me just pull that up. Z Arsenal reported something across those lines. If I can just pull it up so everyone can see. Yeah, that's what you're talking about right there. Positive talks continue between Arsenal and West Ham. The clubs facing a structural conversation. I don't know if anything's going to be concrete on the Declan Rice stuff at this moment in time. But the main conversation today is about Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz joining Arsenal. Bro, how you feeling? Kai Havertz, the deal has been agreed. He's going to be joining Arsenal. He's going to be an Arsenal player. 65 million, 15 million add-ons. How you feeling, bro?
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I feel like it's too much money for Kai Havertz. You know, for the fact that he's had three very, very average, poor seasons at Chelsea, I think 65 million is a lot of money, and it's a massive risk by Arsenal. But
He's shushing you.
I'll reiterate what I said, you know, previously, and I'll say it again and again and again. You know, for me, right, me being an Arteta out fan, or a negative fan, as people want to call me, whatever. I look at our season last season. Nobody expected us to be in that position, least of all me, right? So the fact that we've gone and we've competed for a league title, nobody expected. I now feel like Edu and Arteta should be given the leeway to bring in whoever they want, to get rid of whoever they want. Because at the end of the day, you know, if they've got us in that position, I feel like they deserve the credit and to be able to, you know, kind of say, well, you know, you've got us here. We've got to trust in you now. So I am putting my full faith in the pair of them. And, you know my feelings on it, Egal. If we do not meet the expectations next season, then somebody will have to be held accountable. Whoever that may be.
I agree with you there. There's no question about that.
And
What about
speaking of
the
expectations, I don't know if yours kind of lines up with mine, but my expectations for next season is to compete for the league title again. and to win a trophy.
My
And when I
expectation
say win,
is to win the Premier League.
okay.
If we
So
don't
you're
win the
going one
Premier
step further than me then, yeah?
Yeah, I want us to win the Premier League and compete for the Champions League. But before we go any further, Thomas Partey, what do you got to say about him potentially going to Saudi Arabia?
Right, okay, so
40 million too. Would you not take the 40 million?
the Thomas Partey one, right? And I kind of said this even before we knew about the 40 million. I can understand why Arsenal are looking to move him on, right? We as a fan base have got to realise, and I know it's one of our best players, arguably, right? But we as a fan base have got to realise we complain an awful lot about letting our players run their contracts down and leave for free. Arsenal are doing the sensible thing. They're turning around, they're saying, look, this guy is 29 years old, nearly 30. He's extremely injury prone. He can't be relied on for a full season. He's got 2 years left on his contract. He's on £200,000 per week. Are you going to extend the contract of somebody who's on £200,000 per week, nearly 30 years old, and is extremely unreliable and injury prone? No, you're not. So Arsenal are doing the smart thing by going, okay, maybe we could look to move him on now and get his replacement in, because at the end of the day, we're going to have to replace him long term anyway. And we can get a little bit of money for him and start to settle the new player, whoever that may be, into our system and into the way that we want to, kind of do things. So I understand why Arsenal are doing it. At the same time, I also have massive reservations about it as well, because I look at it and I think, okay, Thomas Partey can't be relied upon. However, I do feel like if we was to keep Partey, he'd have to become that rotational player. The one that we don't play week in, week out, but we've got the strength in depth with Thomas Partey being there, right? And I also feel like we're going to miss something if we, for example, if we sign Lavia to replace Partey.
Can I show you something?
I also feel like we're going to be missing something in the sense that if you look at our squad, there's only a handful of players there that have Champions League experience, right? And Thomas Partey is one of them. So we'll be losing that Champions League experience.
But we would be adding a Champions League winner in Kai Havertz.
Yes,
yeah, I'm being sarcastic, but he's true. Let me just, and we'd be keeping a Champions League winner in Jorginho. I just want to show you something. To all the Johnny Minerals fans, he's going crazy right now. I can tell. The man was literally going nuts earlier, saying Dennis we just sold Arsenal the Dennis Bergkamp replacement. But yeah, I don't know. He needs to chill with that comparison. But 16 million a year is not bad, bro.
16 million a year is all right. It's not too
3 years of 16 million, and if we win the Champions League and win the league, and he gets the Ballon d'Or candidation, then we have to give them 15 million. Like this whole thing about we spent 65 million. It's really 50 million. And if you deep it even more, it's really like less than 20 million a year. So I'm good with this. I don't really mind. I was saying we're getting fleeced, but the reason why I'm good with it is because guess what? Mikel Arteta has a plan for him, and based on what plan he has for him, it could be a real steal come the end of the season.
I'm going to say something a little bit controversial here, right? I'm actually more excited for the Kai Havertz signing than what I am for Declan Rice. And the reason why I say that is because you already know what you're getting from Declan Rice, right? Declan Rice is going to drastically improve this team. We know that. And we know exactly what type of player he's going to be and everything. The intriguing thing with the Kai Havertz deal is we don't really know what we're going to get. We don't really know where Arteta is looking to play him. We don't know anything. So it's very, very intriguing. And it's going to be exciting to see, I think.
What we do know is Arteta's getting a big game player. He's getting a big game player, and a lot of rivals are upset right now that I'm even gassing up the signing. They're saying I'm twerking and everything. And then if we listen to my boy Dawood quickly on what he had to say,
he's being coached. He looks elite. Now you're laughing at the price tag. 60 million is peanuts. Caicedo is going for 120 million, bro. Double the price. You're telling me
about peanuts.
Double the player than Havertz.
We're not going to.
He's been under a coach now. He's being coached. He looks elite. Now you're laughing at the price tag. 60 million is peanuts.
I laugh every time he says 60 million is peanuts. But yeah, you know what? We're gonna get called every name under the sun. People are going from Shy Havertz to King Kai. It is what it is. At this moment in time, I'm happy that we're actually getting business done. For God's sakes, it's not taking until the end of the window. And finally, what do you think about Timber?
Well, just on that point there that you just made, this is the other thing as well that I want to bring up. Last season, you know, in previous years, Arsenal haven't got their business done early enough. We've been trying to sign players while the season has already started, right? Last season, what I liked about Arsenal last season was we got our business done quick. And by the Emirates Cup game against Sevilla, we already had the majority of our main targets in and integrated into the squad. So I hope Arsenal are going to do that again. It looks like they are as well.
Okay, and by the way, people are just going to be twerking for the Arsenal team. It is what it is. But I'm just going to say this right now. This is what I'm worried about. I'm worried about our transfer dealings. We got so much to work with. We got the Declan Rice stuff. We got Kai Havertz. We got Romeo Lavia. We got the Timber stuff. Thomas Partey stuff. Eddie Nketiah potentially leaving. These are the topics we're going to talk about. Is there anything else that you wanted to discuss before we go?
Yeah, I mean, the Timber deal, I can't sit here and say I know too much about him. And this is why I kind of say, like, for me, the only signing there that isn't really a massive risk is Declan Rice. You know, Declan Rice is coming in for a big fee, plays Premier League football, he's captain. We know exactly what we're going to get from him. The rest of the players that we're looking to bring in, we don't really know. It's kind of that, I don't know, like a fear factor, I suppose, that some of these signings might work out, some of them won't. But, you know, it's like we're taking massive risks. And I respect that by Arsenal, you know, because Arsenal could have done the safe thing. They could have just gone, do you know what? All the fans want it. So we're going to go out and we're going to spend 100 million on Declan Rice, 100 million on Caicedo. We're going to do exactly what the fans want. Instead, they're going, well, hang about here. We're going to take a few risks. If it pays off, like the Kai Havertz one, for example, if it pays off and Arteta turns him into a top draw player again, Chelsea fans are going to be crying. We're going to be loving life. And, you know, you can't do nothing but praise the guy, really.
Big up Brendan for jumping on. I'm going to add the next guest on. I got a couple people backstage. You have a good one, okay?
Cheers, bro.
Big up. Big up to everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button. And just to show you guys, Timber is traveling to London, it seems. He's at an airport. He could be traveling to London to get the deal done. Who knows? He could be on his way to London. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But of course, you know me, the moment I seen that, I'm like, the Arsenal detective stuff has come out. They started doing the detective things. And I just started to play the Havertz in the sky. You know, I don't know if you guys know this video, but it's like the reading rainbow. Anyways, you probably don't get it. You probably don't get the reference. But next, we got my guy Tommy, then M, then Mohammed, then Jordan. I'm going to add you guys in order, but just bear with me, okay? Tommy, what's going on? Is your audio good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, talk to me, bro. What do you want to talk about? Declan Rice or Thomas Partey?
Timber, that's a good signing. Fantastic, bro. Timber. Fantastic signing.
You're happy. Great deal.
I'm happy with Timber. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy with Declan Rice. I'm happy with Lavia. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz. Not happy with that signing. Sorry, not for me, man. But Declan Rice, Lavia, Eddie, you've made me happy. You've made me happy by getting Lavia, Rice, and Timber. Kai Havertz, not good enough, mate. You need to step up your game, bro. But like I said, with three signings, if Kai Havertz, if he finish it next season against, say if we start him against Forest at home, if he gets like a hat trick, then I will change my mind about him. But for me, not a good signing for me, bro. Sorry, but I'm happy with Lavia, Timber, and Declan Rice. I'm happy, bro. This is what us fans are happy about with these signings.
And Arteta seems to want to keep Balogun and sell Eddie now.
Yeah, keep Balogun. Balogun will get 20 goals for us next season. I guarantee you, 20 goals.
What? 20? That's a lot, bro.
I have my faith in him. I have my faith in him. He doesn't miss.
Would you sell Thomas? If I told you Arsenal could get 40 million for Thomas Partey right now, would you sell him?
I probably wouldn't, bro. If we have to, we might have to because he's injury prone as well. And
Okay, and I'm just gonna
he's
tell
not
you
past
something.
it yet. He's not past it yet because he's just had his birthday. He's 30 now, so he's got 3, 4, 5 years in him. But I'd rather keep him and for rotation or for the Champions League.
And what about the people who tell you that Kai Havertz has the minerals? He won them the Champions League.
Yeah, he won the Champions League. Yeah, he scored the goal against Man City, but that's all he did. One goal. That's not good enough.
He was also technically, statistically, one second. He was also technically, statistically, Chelsea's best player last season.
He was, yeah, but when I was watching him in Chelsea's games, he's missing sit-up chance after chance, missing a lot of sitters, bro. You have to be ruthless in front of goal, and he's just not that. I'm sorry, boss, Brandon, Brandon, I'm ashamed. You're happy with Kai Havertz, Brandon? Come on, man, come on, bro.
No, he's excited.
Raise the standards, bro.
Wow, you're calling out Brandon beef.
Raise the standards. I
have
to call him out, bro. Raise the standards, bro. I have to call it. I like Brandon, but I have to call him out. Kai Havertz, really, bro? Raise the damn standards, bro. What Lavia, Rice, and because with Brandon, I like the guy. I have no issue with him, but I have to call him out on Kai Havertz. That signing not good enough. But yeah, like I said, Lavia, fantastic. I've watched him. Good ball. He makes great passes, and even though Southampton are poor side, they got relegated in May, but Lavia is a fantastic sign. Declan, Rice, and Tim. But I'm happy, bro. I'm a happy guy.
Okay,
this is what I want,
let me stop you right now. Everyone in the comment section, there's a poll question. Arsenal fans, would you sell Thomas Partey to Saudi Arabia for 40 million euros? Yes or no? In the comment section right now, do your votes right now. We have 10 minutes, vote. And I'm going to ask you, but before we do that, hit that goddamn like button, people. Fabrizio Romano, all the major reports, David Ornstein, everyone has said Saudi Arabia, Thomas Partey, there is concrete links away from Arsenal Football Club. Do you think we are going to sell Thomas Partey to Saudi Arabia? And also, what if we get Chelsea, pre-Chelsea Havertz, Tommy? That's what Ben had to say. What if we get the Havertz that was at Leverkusen that was balling?
Yeah,
Hello,
if it was Leverkusen, he was quality. Then if he was like that in Leverkusen, yeah, I'll be happy. But it's just not a good signing for me, bro. I'm sorry, it's a poor signing for me. But
16 million a year.
If he does well,
16 million a year for 3 years. It's not bad.
It's not bad, yeah. But he needs to like up his game. He has to up his game for me. Since he's our player, he has to step up his game.
Bro, at Chelsea, he has to be their best player. At Arsenal, he just has to be the 4th or 5th best.
That's a 4th or 5th best because that means if Odegaard gets injured or suspended, yeah, that means he might have to play the Odegaard role if Odegaard gets injured or suspended.
And he can do that. And there's times where he could play with both of them. Do you realize Kai Havertz will be playing more games than you think? We're going to be in the Champions League next year.
The Champions League, because mate, I'm going to the Champions League games as well, home and away. When we get the groups, I'm going to that. I'm going to go to.
You're Forest going away.
Home. Yeah, I'm going to go home and away. I'm gonna because I haven't been abroad since 2018. That's the last time I went on holiday was 2018, bro. 5 years. I gotta go abroad, mate, for the games as well.
Yo, guys, Tommy hasn't gone on vacation. Tommy hasn't gone on vacation because we've never been in the Champions League. That's mad.
5 years.
You only go on vacation for Champions League games?
Yeah, I'm gonna go, bro. I'm gonna go to. If we get Dortmund away, I'm gonna go to Dortmund with my dad or with one of my mates. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go Forest at home. I'm gonna go Fulham at home. I'm gonna go Crystal Palace away. I'm gonna go Brentford away. I'm gonna go Everton away. I'm gonna go to the North London derby at home because we always beat. Obviously,
let's get it. And if you're not Arteta in by the end of that, I don't know what to say. But big up, Tommy. You have a good one.
If Arteta wins, if he wins me the Premier League and get us to the quarterfinals, I'll apologize and I'll back off him and I'll back him if he wins me the Premier League and quarterfinals of the Champions League and he wins the Carabao Cup.
Bro, I'm sorry, your time is up. You have yourself a wonderful day, Tommy.
Later, bro.
I'll catch you on the flip one. Big up everyone in the comment section. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Big up Tommy. Let's continue. M is next. Mr. M, what's good?
How are you, buddy?
How you doing, M? What are you going to talk about today, man?
Good, man. There's a few things to talk about. Huh? Arsenal's been going crazy.
Got an Aussie right there. Let's go. We got an Australian.
Yeah, kangaroos, mate. I can see the hat. The cap
Let's
wearing.
get it. Talk to me.
Listen, so we can talk about Thomas Partey, right? I was just reading about Ruben Neves, who went to sort of Al Hilal for 55 million euros. I wouldn't want anything less because a lot of people, I don't know, Brendan is his name. He was really harsh on Partey. You got to remember, Partey is probably one of the reasons why Arsenal have done exceptionally well the last season, because obviously his form dipped towards the end of the season. However, we have to remember he has been solid, and every game that he's missed, I'm not sure about the statistics, but early on, I think we were either not performing to the standards that we've got used to the last year. So anything less than 50 million is probably not a good deal for us. And unless there is something that we don't know going on with Thomas Partey, why is it that the fans really want to let him go? He's 30, kind of, took him a long time to adapt to the Arteta system. And even if we get Lavia, I mean, he's an exceptional player, but it's going to take time, and he's young, and, we're going to play Champions League.
I personally, for me, let's just see what the comment section has to say. 58 people have voted, and 57% say they want to sell. So the reason why I would sell him is because he's 30 years old plus. He's had a lot of injury issues, and last couple years in the business end of the season, when it was time to rely on Thomas Partey, we couldn't rely on him. He was unreliable in the business end of the season, and these are things that matter to me. Like if I call upon you on the rare occasion that I call upon you, I need you to be able to come up and do the business. And he was not able to do that on a couple of occasions. And it's not just because of a couple of occasions where he was poor. It was also, this was a thing where in the business end of the season, when he was available, we couldn't trust him. We had to put in Jorginho. And it might be that Arteta rates Jorginho more for what.
That's what I think it is. I mean, we go by age. We go in by he's 30 and all of that. But look at Jorginho. He's a lot older, We were trying to sign Gundogan, and he's probably around the same age, if not older. So if you're looking at age, I don't think it's a big thing. But of course, I agree with you. His form sort of dipped towards the end of the year. And we're going to be playing Champions League, FA Cup. We're going to be playing Premier League. It's going to be tougher. A lot of teams are strengthening as well. This year is going to be a lot more difficult. So we need that sort of squad depth, right? And so the only way that we should let him go and want to let him go is that if we're going to get a better sort of good deal for us, and then reinvest our money with, Lavia, I like Lavia, but he's young. He's 19, only 6 months experience in the Premier League. Someone like Caicedo probably, would have been a lot more.
One second, let me just clarify something. Nato in the comment section. Who is the dead source that you're talking about? Fabrizio Romano or David Ornstein? Which one? Also, when it comes to, somebody here said something about Tonali going to AC Milan. Tonali going to AC Milan. He's not the best young DM in the world. What are we talking about here?
Tonali's going to Newcastle.
Yeah, 70 million euros. But that's an amazing signing for them. But let's be honest. If Arsenal signed Tonali right now for 70 million euros, would you guys be up and gassed and celebrating? I don't think so.
We were linked to him a while back, I guess. And look, we got Declan Rice, but to be honest with you,
if we got Tonali instead of Declan Rice, everyone here would be fuming.
Look, we got to be realistic, yeah. Declan Rice is a really, amazing player, and 24, England international. Obviously, there's that English tax. However, 100 million. I don't think, Caicedo and Rice and all of these guys are worth 100 million, to be honest. And so if West Ham are being very difficult, to which they are, I'm not sure. I was reading news about Man United offering McTominay and Maguire plus money, but I'm not sure how that official that sources, or whether West Ham are putting pressure on us to sort of get what they want, which is more likely.
You know what, people saying we would be gassed. Okay, maybe a lot of you guys would be happy with Tonali or Rice. I would be happy with either one. Either way, I'd rather get Rice. I don't know about you guys, but Tonali's quality, I think Newcastle got themselves a good deal, but they also are paying 70 million euros for a player who's never played in the Premier League, and we don't know how he's going to do. So I'm gonna give them credit, but I'm not going to sit here and say, wow, they did the best deal of all time. They mean business. They're doing good, but shout out to them. But I'm not going to go crazy. I'm happy with the business that we're looking at. We're looking at Lavia. Looks like that could end up happening eventually for 50 million pounds, cheaper than what they paid for Tonali. Havertz, 65 million. Honestly, I'm not too particularly happy about the price, but it's been agreed. What do you think about that?
I mean, Rice I prefer Rice, to be honest, because of that Premier League experience, and because Arsenal, we got to look at, we want to challenge City, right? We don't want to. This Tonali guy might be great and all, but it might take him time to adapt. You know those things. So that's the only reason. I mean, not only reason, but there's a lot more reasons why.
Rate this window. If Thomas Partey leaves, we get Lavia, Rice, Havertz, and Timber. I think it's a 7. What do you think?
I mean, I would say it's up there, probably 8. And a lot of people are downplaying Havertz. You got to remember, Havertz was playing in Chelsea that is shit, 12th in the league. And you've got players like Mount and all these other players, doing horribly well. Two or three coaches within that year, couple of years. I mean, I know he misses a lot of chance playing number 9, but if you've got to look at Leverkusen years, he was playing in an 8, 10 behind the striker role. And I think Arteta has got a really good plan, and the team is really dynamic and sort of has depth. So we need that as well. Plus he's 6'3", and he can give us that option where teams sit back. We can cross up to him. So you gotta be optimistic in that sense. But it's a risk and all. But the first time that I've seen that 16 million a year, I said, oh, okay, well, that's a good deal then, if that's the case. Because if he ends up being a really good player for us, then it's definitely worth it. But if it's a risk, again, we've risked on Pepe. So
there you go. And do you have anything else that you want to talk about before we go on to the next?
No worries, man. Give other people a chance. So, yeah. Take care, man.
You still got 3 minutes, bro. You don't got to go nowhere. But yeah, big up to you all the way from Australia. Shout out to you, Mr. M. Hopefully you can come on. I'm going to try to do these every Wednesday if I can going forward. But yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Okay?
No worries, man. See you later.
Big up. Yo, people, we're in the building. What's good? I see Skills. Skills literally is always in every Chelsea stream saying Minerals FC, the Mineral Gang. Yo, the guy's a madman. I honestly, Johnny is box office. The guy is hilarious. He's literally fighting his own fan base. And yo, people, Lewis warned me yesterday that people in his fan base are in love with Kai Havertz, and some of them are in love with Kai Havertz. Literally, he said there's people who are sexually attracted to Kai Havertz. And you know what happened today? I didn't believe him. I did not believe him that there was people who were sexually attracted to Kai Havertz until today, because I was on Twitter and all I see is people saying this. I'm like, what the hell's going on? People posting pictures in his underwear, and then Lewis is just like, you know what? Your problem now. Lewis was celebrating today. Lewis was celebrating. Man had a party stream. He had a situation where he was posting up pictures of Kai Havertz pouring out alcohol. He had the mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Man was going crazy. And then there was also the other stuff where you had the other side of Chelsea fan base where they're literally pissed off that Kai Havertz is leaving, and they're crying. They're showing the goal all over and over again of the goal from thing. You had the Johnny Minerals tweet where he said, look at this. He said that we got our Dennis Bergkamp. He said we got our Dennis Bergkamp. 1 second, let me show you. He said we got our Dennis Bergkamp. Just allow Arsenal to replace Dennis Bergkamp. The owners are mugs. What else did he say? This guy's hilarious. So then he said Bergkamp-esque. And then he did his stream where he's going crazy. There was another one here where he's saying apparently Kovacic is watched up, but Pep wants him. He's talking about Conte. My man's going crazy. He's saying the worst season in 30 years, 20 signings. Yeah, man, this is actually hilarious. This today is funny. Oh, did I mention Chelsea fans are not happy with me? Chelsea fans are not happy with me. Mohammed is next, guys. Mohammed is next. I promise, Mohammed, you're next. Chelsea fans are not happy with me, ladies and gentlemen. They're all in my mentions. They're talking about twerking. The levels of twerking is mad. You got people going crazy saying, I haven't seen so much Havertz praise on the timeline before. You got more stuff. You got people laughing, saying, be serious, bro. What else is there? What a trophy. People are saying you're flexing other teams' trophies. We got a third bid imminent. What else? Oh, I didn't even mention Gundogan to Barcelona is done, people. I told you guys. I told you, to the people who said to me, Egal, you don't know what you're talking about. He's going to join Arsenal. He's not going to go to Barcelona. Barcelona have no money. What did I tell you? I told you, don't get emotionally attached to Gundogan. It's not happening. Same way I told you Caicedo. It's not happening. Don't get emotionally attached to these guys. It was never happening. He's going to Barcelona. The saga is over. They're going to get Kovacic. I told you guys 100 times, over and over and over again. But you don't want to believe me. Also, N'Golo Kante is going to Saudi Arabia. And guess what? Gary Neville is finally coming out of his sleep. Gary Neville, you know what he calls his vacations? He calls them mini retirements. He's like, I need to go on a mini retirement at least 3 or 4 times a year. Bro, it's called a holiday, for God's sakes. Anyways, he's talking about Saudi Arabia. We've already covered this. Everyone's a day late. By the way, Kai Havertz, big game player. We already know why. Big game player. He scores in the big occasion. Mikel Arteta is going to have him. He's going to cost us peanuts, as my guy Dawood says. Chelsea's best player, by the way, last season. Most goals, most shots, most created chances, most aerial duels won, most possessions won in the final third, most passes in the final third, most duels, most flick-ons, and most layoffs. We are going to get this guy, and he's going to do absolute damage for us. Jorginho is going to stay. Thomas Partey might be sold. It's going to be a crazy transfer window. Welcome Kai Havertz to Arsenal. And you know what? I'm not too happy about it, but I'm getting over it, and I'm going to be happy eventually. And yeah, reading Rainbow, I don't want to get copyrighted, but yeah, my question to you guys is, the next question in the poll is going to be Lavia for 50 million or Caicedo for 90 million, ladies and gentlemen. That is the question in the comment section. Next, we got Mohammed, and then after that, we're going to get Tommy on. Mohammed, take it away. What are you saying?
Hi, Egal. How are you? Good evening.
I'm doing good, bro. How you been?
Thank you. Alhamdulillah. Many topics, of course, on Arsenal transfers. We are happy that there are movement and the club are working here and there on various deals. About Havertz, it's nearly done. As I told you before, Egal, about Havertz, I think it's a tricky one. For sure, it's a gamble for Arteta and for Arsenal to pay this huge amount of money, £65 million, including add-ons, to Havertz, who has had a potential. He has a potential, but we saw him at Leverkusen. He was one of the biggest young talents in German Bundesliga, but he didn't shine at Chelsea in the last 2 seasons. So we hope, as all Arsenal fans, that Havertz will shine at Arsenal. It's intriguing to see how Arteta will use him in which positions. For me, if I analyze, I'll say 2 positions. One, Xhaka position. It's one choice. The other is the second position behind Jesus in some matches that we want to attack more domestically or in Europe, to play with 2 strikers, Jesus and Havertz just in behind him, and with just 2 midfielders, not 3. This is another solution. So it's a big gamble, for of course. If you ask me, you ask any Arsenal fan, are you excited about this signing?
Are you?
Say maybe no, maybe not excited, but we hope
What about
that
this? What about this? What would you give this rating?
8.
8 out of 10. Why?
Yes. As I told you, Egal, I'm talking about Havertz now, and I will get to Rice and Timber and Lavia. But to conclude on Havertz, it's a big gamble, of course. If you ask me, I'll pay the £60 million on Maddison, not on Havertz. For me, I'm maybe disappointed that Arsenal didn't target Maddison, who is, in my opinion, one of the best players in the Premier League. He played for Leicester, which is not a very good team, especially in the last season, and they are relegated. So Maddison mainly maybe will go to Newcastle or Spurs, and he will make either of them. He will take either of them to the next level. He's a high quality player, safe, of course, also safe deal. So it's done. We will back Edo and Arteta now. We will back Havertz to shine. For me, if you ask me what's your inner feeling, I would say not happy or somewhat worried about Declan Rice deal. For me, it's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big deal. So until now, we didn't get it over the line. So we must do it. We can't afford losing on Rice for many, many reasons. He's our top target. He is one of the best midfielders in the league. He will change our team better and better and better. We were tracking him since January, maybe before that. We put one bid, second bid, rejected. His choice is Arsenal till now. Okay, so we can't afford our prime targets. For me, if you ask me on this whole transfer market, what think that will make you happy, I will answer you, Egal, to get Rice deal over the line first. It's the main target, the main deal, the real deal. And after it, the other deals will get on, no problem for me. But until now, I'm worried. I don't want Rice.
What about Timber, bro?
Yes, Timber for me, it's he will fit very good. He's young, 22, 23, but he has a lot of experience with Ajax in the Champions League, of course. He played many matches, and of course, with the national, he's a progressive player. He's very good in the ball, very, very good. His stats on the ball is fantastic. His passing range, he's progressing from behind till the middle. So I think he will fit very good. And this is an important deal if it happens soon, and we wish so, because he's a center back, right? But he can play also a right back. So he's versatile, and this is the deals. Egal, the players that Arteta bring in to be versatile. So Havertz can play various places in attack. Timber can play also various places at the back as a right center back, and also a right back. So to conclude on Rice, for me, we must get it over the line. We don't want any late surprises from Man City or United or Chelsea or anyone. So until now, I'm waiting because for me, Rice deal, the real deal, the big one. We must get it over the line. It will make the whole difference in our midfield.
Let me stop you there.
Yes.
Next thing we're gonna talk about is the Thomas Partey thing. But before we go any further, someone in the poll asked me what's this poll about. So the poll that I'm asking you guys, Caicedo for 100 million or Lavia for 50 million? If you had to pick one.
You know, this question now seems not realistic, Egal, because all the trusted journalists like Ornstein and others said that Arsenal are not interested in Caicedo in this transfer window. So we knew already about this information that Arsenal will not go for Caicedo in the current transfer window. Arsenal
it's more to just answer the question. Does it make sense? 90 million for Caicedo, 50 million for Lavia. Which one?
Caicedo, for me, Caicedo now, I think, is level or 2 levels above Lavia, who is very young and has a huge potential, and he will improve more and more. But now Caicedo is shining in his form. Lavia will be in the next maybe 2 years a star, and he will shine also. And Lavia, if you get Rice and Lavia, I will be happy, because Lavia is now 19 years old. After 1 year or 2 years in our talented young squad, he will be a star. He will shine. So I think now the concrete option for Arsenal is Lavia after Rice, and Caicedo now seems close to Chelsea, that are pushing hard, because Arsenal now don't consider Rice, Caicedo, as an option in this market. So I hope in the next few hours, few days, Egal, that we press and conclude Rice deal. The Rice deal for me.
I don't know about you, but I don't think this Rice deal is going to be done anytime soon.
No, I think Arsenal know that any further delay, it will give the chance to any other big team to jump on. And Arsenal, of course, don't want this scenario to happen. He's our prime target. We put our efforts, months of negotiation with him, with his agent, with West Ham. Now it's the money time. So Arsenal know this, that they need to be faster. And even Fabrizio Romano and other trusted journalists said time is important. Timing is important. So we must press. We must get the big one that will make all our fans happy and make our team better. It's a statement signing. Egal, statement signing. Declan Rice deal is a statement, big statement signing, not only for Arsenal, but for all of the league. That one of the biggest players in the league choose Arsenal. It's a big statement. So we need this big statement. We need this deal. And after Rice deal, I will be comfortable. I will be happy and wait for another deals to come in. Another final point, Arsenal must sell well.
Well, one second, before you say sell well, should we sell Thomas Partey for 40 million?
I think we need higher price, but as I told you before, I see the reasons why Arsenal now accepting the idea of letting Thomas Partey. He's now 30. His contract expires in 2 seasons. Now there is no plan to give him another new contract. His injury record is worrying. It's not good, and I think his golden days are behind him. The next 1 year or 2 years for Partey, you will not see Partey like Partey 5 years ago or 6 years ago when he was 24 or 25. So it's the time for Arsenal to get some big money for him and to plan for a new change in our midfield. So if Arsenal get 50 million from one of the Saudi Arabia club, I think it will be good. But we must add Rice and another midfielder, Lavia, or another very good midfielder, to have choices in our midfield. And the point that we must sell well, many players that we must get rid of, we must find a market for them.
Okay.
Chelsea,
Mohamed, I'm sorry, bro. I'm
Yes.
gonna have to let you go. I have two more people that are waiting,
Yes.
and we've been going for
No
almost
problem.
10 minutes. So my guy, okay? You have a good one, Mohammed.
No problem. See you soon.
Love. Big up to everyone in the comment section. Yes, we're almost done, but we got Tommy next. We got a West Ham fan in the building. We got to talk about Declan Rice. Come on, bro. You can come on camera. Don't hide your face. Big up, Tommy. The Hammer is doing their thing. We're gonna try to get Declan Rice from you. You're my West Ham correspondent. We gotta talk, bro. How you feeling?
Yeah, it's good. European champion in the house. Always good to be here.
There you go. Let's
am I
get
lying?
it.
I'm not lying, am I? I'm not lying. I actually am a
Bro,
European champion.
you won the Conference League. Big up.
I've actually seen my team win a trophy. Spurs. I'm joking, but yeah, no,
There you go. Talk to me, bro. What's going on?
If I'm,
why do you guys?
what?
Why is West Ham being so difficult?
What do you mean difficult? Like I heard he gave his word to Moyes, to Arteta, so I don't know how it's difficult. Like you should just pay the money.
This is what I heard. I heard you guys told us 80 million was enough with 20 million add-ons. Then we submit the 80 million with 20 million add-ons, and you guys reject it.
Yeah. And then have you heard what's the feedback from our side on that bid? It was something like disrespectful, embarrassing, and all that, which I don't really believe. I think that's where you're right, where they say they try and wind up Arsenal fans by putting that in. I don't think we would have said it was embarrassing. No, that ain't an embarrassing offer.
Thank you. What do you think? What do you think is a good deal for you guys?
Good deal. To be fair, like all players now go for a stupid amount of money. I think you just have to pay what they're worth to the football club. Like to me, Rice is probably worth like between 100 and 150 million. Like, so not because of the way he is. Like, he's our captain at the end of the day. He's the first England captain since George Smith for you boys, captain I think, or something like that. But yeah, I think if you're serious, you just pay the money. You go, do you know what? Whatever it is, what's your term? Bosh, put the money up. You know these go on and ages and that. And look, Gundogan's just left, so maybe City could come and.
Would you take 90 million plus 50 million add-ons and Eddie Nketiah?
No, you can keep Eddie at home, mate. I don't want Eddie. No, I would. I would. No, but the only thing I know, Eddie wouldn't suit us. Eddie would not suit our style of play. Like he'd be feeding on scraps.
What about 100 million plus 10 million add-ons for Rice? What about 90 million plus 10 million add-ons? So you're getting 100 million, but 90 of it is guaranteed.
I've got a deal for you. You ready for this? Yeah. All right. Just give us 10 mil, and then give us Martinelli, Saka. Who else do I want? Saliba, Tierney. I'll take Tierney as well. I love Tierney. I think 100 mil plus 10 million add-ons will get it done. 100%. I think it should be 100 mil. I don't think the add-on should be if you win the Prem or Champions League. I think they should be for appearances, bonuses, goals. I don't think they should be win the Champions League. Maybe Premier League, because I think that's more realistic with you in the Champions League. Because I think there's but let's be honest, like you haven't won Champions League. So that's not really harsh for me to say. Do you know what I mean? Like Premier League, of course, because do you know what I mean? But Champions League, I think that's a bit way off. Like, do you know what I mean? You've been in it for so many years. Obviously, you've been out of it for a bit of while, but you've never really. You've been in one final against Barca.
West Ham employee suspects rumors Manchester United entered the Declan Rice race. Cash player deal.
I saw that earlier today.
Considering Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay in any deal.
Yeah.
Would you sign Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay, or would you just take the 100 million from Arsenal?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if I was like, I know a Chelsea or Man United or Man City, I wouldn't take either of them. But because we're West Ham, I'll take McTominay and Harry Maguire. Like if we played a high line, which we know, I'll keep Harry Maguire. Plus, he wouldn't start anyway. We've got a Gerd and Zuma. Well, if he's fit, that would start for us anyway.
So you would take Harry Maguire. Would you rather have Harry Maguire or Rob Holding?
That's actually quite hard, you know. I'll say Rob Holdinho, yeah. Holdinho, yeah, all day long. Holdinho, yeah.
Fair enough. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with the West Ham employee. But apparently, Manchester United, Manchester City, you guys are waiting for a bidding war. At this moment in time, it's
Yeah.
only Arsenal. So
Yeah, but do you
you're gonna-
blame us though? Do you blame us? Like you can't blame
No, I
us.
don't.
Like no. Do you know that's what I mean? Like people going about, oh, they've asked you for too much money. But at the end of the day, like we've just won the European Cup. He's English for one. He's our captain. He's been from us since he was young. Do you know what I mean? If this was like Saka, you'd be
I
worth
think,
like
I
200
think,
million.
I think this is Jesus 2.0. The deal is probably already done. It's just
Do
we're
you
waiting.
think? Nah, he ain't going Arsenal. I know he ain't going Arsenal. He wants to win the champs. He wants to win the Champions League. He
Well,
ain't
you
winning
think
that
Declan
Arsenal.
Rice is going somewhere else?
Yeah, 100%. He ain't going Arsenal. I've already said to my mate at work, I've already bet him 20 quid he ain't going Arsenal.
Where do you think he's going?
He's either going City. He's going City.
Or
I'd say either City or United because United have got their takeover coming up soon as well.
I don't think he's
So-
going to either. I don't think he's leaving London.
Do you not think? Why?
I think staying in London is a big factor in his decision.
You can. Yeah, do you know what it is? His preference is probably Arsenal. I'll give you that. But if City come calling, I'm sorry, he's going City. Come on, mate. You can come to join the Triple Champions. We can win 4 next year. All right, mate.
We'll
Or you
have
can
to
play
wait
with
and see.
Yeah,
We'll have to wait
we'll
and see. He does. He has said he prefers to stay in London numerous times. But big up, bro, Tommy. You have yourself a wonderful day. I'm gonna bring.
Oh
on
wait, so let me
Adrian.
ask one. Let me ask one more question. Let me just. Who's had a better season, Arsenal or West Ham?
If you want me to say you've had a better season because you won a trophy, that's true. But hey, we had the better overall season and we have the better future.
No, but you got the bigger carrot.
Yeah, we got the bigger carrot coming up. You guys got the longer leaf. That's what it is.
All right, see you later, brother. Thanks for having me on.
Seen
Big
that?
up
You
yourself.
seen that meme, eh? You seen that meme?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I didn't see it. But
All
no,
right, big up,
honestly, guys,
Tommy. You have a
big
good
up
one.
yourself. Like the like button and big up Egal. He's a good guy.
Big up. We're almost at 100 likes, people. Do hit that goddamn like button. The video, we're 10 likes away from getting 100 likes. And vote in the poll. Would you rather have Caicedo for 90 million or Lavia for 50 million? Let me know in the comment section. Next, we got Adrian. Adrian, what's good?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you look like you're sitting in the dark.
Yo, okay, yeah, just double checking in it because the Wi-Fi is acting up, bro.
No worries.
but
No
yeah,
worries.
no, look.
Just turn your camera off because we can't see you anyways.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, bro. So here's the thing, yeah, with Havertz, yeah, you know what it is with Arsenal fans? Just like I don't, man, because I've been on this space for a while. I've seen people on Twitter, right? I've seen these same accounts, right? I've never seen a specific fan base turn on a player so quickly that Arsenal fans have with Havertz. There are literal clips of you saying, Shy Havertz, this guy is horrible, this guy's atrocious. There are little tweets from that guy Babs, like, this guy is one of the worst players in the Premier League. It is incredible what happens when a player is linked to your club.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're a Chelsea fan.
I've never seen it in my life. All of a sudden, that player's linked to your clubs. This guy is going to be a generational talent.
Adrian, question:
Just be consistent.
Are you a Chelsea fan?
I am. Look, here's what I'll say with Havertz, right?
Let me just say one thing. To be fair,
yeah,
a change in circumstance created Kevin De Bruyne. A change in circumstance created Mo Salah.
The only thing I will say against that is how many games did both those players play?
They didn't play many games at Chelsea. I'll give you that. Right now, to be honest, he's still quite young. And he's going to be playing in a different position at Arsenal, where at Chelsea, he was playing mostly across the front three. At Arsenal, you could see him as deep as an 8.
I agree. This is why I do think it can be successful. I don't want the premise of people in the comments or anything to say, I'm not saying he can't be successful. I'm just saying I find it funny how the conversation around this player has changed so quickly when no football has been played. Because if you asked an Arsenal fan in February, what do you think about Havertz coming into your club?
He's terrible.
Exactly. As soon as he gets linked to the club, completely different
No,
conversation.
when he gets linked, there's outrage, there's meltdowns. Then we hear the here you go, and it's like, you know what? We rate Arteta. Arteta can do something with
You
him.
have to trust your manager, 100%.
I back the manager. At this moment in time, it's a situation where 90% of the people are saying they back the manager, they respect the manager's decision making, and they think that because it's Mikel Arteta, we give him a lot more leeway and a lot more time with Kai Havertz than we would have if Unai Emery signed him.
I think the thing with Havertz is, just from what I've heard about from the behind the scenes with Chelsea for a while now, it's like the guy struggles mentally.
So he's a confidence player.
Not only just a confidence player, like just not. Tuchel, for example, he wasn't sure whether he was serious about football. Like genuinely, he was just furious with him at times. So it'll be interesting whether in a change. That's why I actually agree with you. Your point where maybe a change in environment, where maybe with someone like Arteta, he can maybe build that confidence and that winning mentality into him, even though Arsenal haven't won anything.
Most fans don't really want him deep down. Let's be honest. If you ask gun to the head, would you have signed him? No. But
look, I think he can be a very effective player for you guys.
Let me ask you
100%.
this.
It's just
Mason Mount or Kai Havertz, who's the better player?
For me, Mason Mount. For me.
Mason Mount's a better player.
I could be wrong. I think right now, if you ask me who's a better player, I'd say Mason Mount. Now, I know you put up a graphic of that Kai Havertz thing. This is the thing which I find outrageous. When you're talking about most flick-ons and a stat, that's just outrageous, man.
I'm just reading the stats. I'm just reading the stats.
Yeah, no. He's played the most minutes, so the stats are a bit inflated. Like, if you're looking at the most dribbles, I think he's fourth in most successful take-ons and dribbles completed, and he's played the most minutes. It's crazy. He's not had a good season, let's be real. But like, I will consistently say that he can be a good signing for Arsenal. Well, even if he does bang for Arsenal, I don't really care, just because we need to sell players. We need to rebuild this squad. I've said this for 3 years ago. And I think Chelsea fans only really woke up to that idea at the start of this season. I've said it for a while that we need a clear out in a lot of positions. And the problem you've probably figured out with Havertz is it's very difficult to have a fixed position for him. Like, he can play along. Like, we tried to play him as an 8 under Lampard, for example. He has a lot of positions he was decent in, but there's no defined position he has because he likes to float around and roam. And he likes to make these runs into the box, but his shooting and his finishing technique is very inconsistent. At times, it looks very good, but in others, it's like you don't understand how he can put so much muscle power.
He's really good in the air with his head.
Statistically, not. He's not. It's weird. You'd think he's good because he's like 6'2", but then I don't know. Maybe if he. Here's what I will say. Some people believe, because he was a late bloomer when he was growing up, that he can physically become better. Because now he's reaching that prime ages of his career, and that if you put him under a specific strength and conditioning regime, he can improve his physicality. And I think that's the one thing that Chelsea have struggled with for a couple of years now. They haven't had a proper medical team. That's why we get so many injuries. So maybe he could benefit from something like that. That's why I was also a big fan of the Poch appointment, because he is very well known for having that kind of part of his squad, and his managerial coaching team is very into squad fitness and strength and conditioning. But at Arsenal, I think they've got a decent strength and conditioning group. You look at the way Saka's developed and things like that, it can be beneficial to him. I think for Chelsea, it was just you've got a logjam of so many players who do similar things, and you have to sell, right? So yes, he might bang for Arsenal, but he just didn't do it here. He just didn't do it here. You got to move on.
Big up to you for jumping on, Adrian, as a Chelsea fan. You guys have done a clear out. I got one more caller to come in, so big up for you for coming on. Even though I know you're a Chelsea fan. Up, bro. It's good to always have rivals on.
Also, it was 65. I think you did a thing on recently when you were talking about the payments. Matt Law and I believe David Ornstein have now fully confirmed it's £65 million base fee, £2 million add-ons. That's the supposed
67 total.
Total, everything included. But I think the base fee is 65.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't know that. I thought it was 50 million. People keep talking about.
I heard something about 3 installments, but apparently it's not true. But yeah. Big up, bro.
Oh no, you have a good one. Big up Prime is coming on. Final guy. People saying twerk. To me, I'm a dork. Nah, man, that's a big tune still. Anyways, go ahead. What are you saying, Prime?
Hi everyone. Egal, why do you keep saying he's good with his head in the air? Havertz, he's not. Bro, the height is deceiving.
I seen a statistic where he scored 10 of his Chelsea goals with his head. So
yeah, and how many chances has he had aerially? How many times has he been matched up against a centre back or matched up against a defender and not being able to muscle them in the air? Like the guy is not good. And also you were I don't know. I was on your channel a week ago and you didn't want him, and now it seems like you do. I've been seeing your tweets.
Oh, I don't want the guy, but Mikel Arteta has signed him, and he's a Mikel Arteta signing, and I back my manager to make it work.
No one said you shouldn't. If you trust your manager, that's fine. No one said you shouldn't trust in your manager, but like that doesn't mean you have to agree to every signing he made. If Arteta signs Harry Maguire, are you going to back Maguire? Are you going to say Maguire is a good signing?
Bro, Maguire is not a good signing. I'm not saying Kai Havertz is. I'm not sitting here saying Kai Havertz is an amazing signing. All I'm saying is, welcome to Arsenal. That's one thing I said. Next thing I said was, Chelsea are selling us their best player from last season based on.
He's not our best. Again, that's also a lie. He's not our best player from last season.
Based on those statistics, He's
not. He's those statistics. Like he's not our best player from last season.
Okay, and then the third point I made was one thing Chelsea and Arsenal fans can agree on is Kai Havertz is a big game player.
He is also not a big game player. Okay, hold on, no, Egal. Question for you: name me big games he has turned up in. Because being a big game player, it's not just a one-off thing. You have to be doing it consistently. So name me big games he's consistently turned up in.
Bro, last season you had 0 big games. So
no, that's not true because we played against the top 6.
No.
We also played in the Champions League. Where was he when we played Real Madrid?
Fair enough. Let me look at it.
We when we played Arsenal and you guys beat us, where was he then? When we played you guys in November, hold on, Egal. When we played you guys in November, in the first half, the amount of chances we potentially could have had if it wasn't for Havertz and Mount continuously killing our attacks. Remember the review I did in your channel saying that those two killing our attacks? And you guys want to play him as a number 8 when we've seen him in the Premier League as a number 8 and it's continuously failed. I don't know. Maybe Arteta sees something and maybe Arteta can get something out of him. But I don't see why Arsenal fans are just going to back it without seeing it work first. If it works, fine. Then you back it and you can laugh at Chelsea, I guess, or whatever. But to just back it blindly, I don't understand it. Truly, I don't.
Fair enough. You know what? In the Premier League, he wasn't that good, even though he was statistically your best player, based on goals.
He wasn't our best. What do you mean based on goals? No one scored. How was he our best player?
He was your best goal scorer
last season.
Was he not?
Well, based on the fact that no one else was scoring goals, what does that mean?
Fair enough. Well, he did.
Hold on. The season before that, though. Let me just say this: season before that, when Lukaku got as many goals as him, playing half as many games, what are we going to say? Lukaku was our best player? No.
But you know the thing is, we can't really judge how he's going to perform at Arsenal based on Chelsea, because at Arsenal he might be playing a completely different style of football. He might be playing a lot more in the midfield and a lot less in the attacking third.
No, but we've seen him play in midfield though at Chelsea.
No, but you've seen him play in midfield at Chelsea. You haven't seen him play in midfield at Arsenal. Really and truly, at Chelsea he played in the 10. At Arsenal he's going to be playing in an 8.
No, we've seen him play as an 8 in Chelsea.
He never started as an 8 at Chelsea.
He did. He played when we signed him in 2021. He played as an 8 for not 6 months, for half of the season.
I just seen a stat that said positions that he played at when he was at Chelsea, and not one game did he register a start in the midfield where he was an 8. He started.
Is that this season?
That's throughout his whole time period at Chelsea.
Those stats are wrong, because for the first half of the 2020-2021 season, his first season at Chelsea, he was playing as an 8. He was playing as a right-sided 8.
he played. It says here he played 0 games in midfield.
Show up the stats, please.
1 second. He played 52 games as a 10 at Chelsea. Let me show you. That's the stat right there.
And what's this based? And what is that based off of? Because I've seen them at Chelsea. You can talk to any other Chelsea fans.
He played 84 games at Leverkusen in that 10 role. 35 games as a winger, 18 games as a midfielder, 9 games as a striker. What this is showing is that he's played more games as a striker, which is a foreign position to him when he was at Leverkusen. At Chelsea, where when he was at Leverkusen, he played more games deeper and out wide than he did at top.
No. Again, because I've watched him, and you don't even just trust my opinion. You're gonna ask other Chelsea fans. When he first came, half of the season, he was playing as a right-sided 8. This guy has played. We've played him every possible. Whenever we play him in a position and he doesn't do well, people will say, "Oh, he's not working as an 8. He's not an 8. He's a 10." We play him 10. Oh, he's not a 10. He's a 9. We play him 9. Oh, he's not a 9. He's a false 9. We play him false 9. Oh, he's not a false 9. He's better off just off the right. We play him off the right. Oh, he's better when he's playing in the front 2. We play him in the front 2. It doesn't work. Like, people keep changing what he is because he fails in what they supposedly think he is. And Havertz himself, by the way, he's come out and said he is a 9. He's a forward. So all this playing him in midfield stuff, he said he's a forward. And you know what? It might work at Arsenal. It might work, maybe. And if it does work, me genuinely, I won't care. Because he'll be gone from my football club because he's failing here.
Fair enough.
But I just don't see a world where it actually works. He's not, unless Arteta is going to change up how you're playing, which I don't see why you guys would. Like, signing just doesn't make sense. It genuinely doesn't make sense. It's a waste of money. There's other players out there.
We're gonna have to wait and see how Arteta utilizes him. But for now, we're gonna have to revisit this when there's more information. Okay.
This caller is salty, and I'm pure smoke. What am I salty on?
Bro, he's giving his opinion. You're not salty, man.
No, but it's not an opinion. It's wrong because I said this 3 months ago. Back in April? I said this back in January. I said this back in September. I said this last season. I said this season beforehand. And Egal, you even agree with me because I remember when we signed Havertz, his first few games, you came on the terrace jumping on and saying he's a flop. And I remember, I think David trying to call you out. Hold on. No, hold on. Let me finish. I think David or someone was trying to call you out, and you were saying that, oh, of course we can call him a flop because no one gave Pepe time and called him a flop. He's flopped in the Premier League since he's been here.
But guess what? Every attacker at Chelsea's flopped. It's just how it is. But we're gonna let you go.
Well, people say every attacker at Chelsea is flopped. He's
part
of it. But he's part of it. He's part of the reason why other attackers are flopped.
I hear you, Prime. But bro, I got one more caller, and I'm gonna wrap the show up. Big up to you for jumping on. I really do appreciate it, my guy. Big up. We got Ed M in the building. What's good, bro?
Yes. Well, okay. What's good, bro?
No,
alhamdulillah, bro, man. All good, man. I'm just listening to some of these Chelsea, they've been there a lot of times, man. They're salty, man. Everyone's talking about De Bruyne and Mo Salah and how they dropped the ball with them, man, yeah. But they've been there so many times. With De Bruyne, I know, like, a lot of people saw that it was, he didn't show much. Mo Salah showed a lot, and they still let him go. And there's another one that's pretty obvious that everyone keeps forgetting about. Daniel Sturridge. Then man let him go to Liverpool. You remember that? And then man got 94 goals and assists in 160 games. Do you know how special that is? So let's not pretend like Chelsea don't have a habit of dropping the ball with potentially great players at a young age. You know what I'm trying to say? There's something in the water over there, you get me? So I can't really tell you what it is. But what I want to forget about them, because they're not even on our radar. Man City, that's who we're chasing, right? And we're trying to make the correct kind of signings to match up for them. And it's like, you look at Havertz, you look at players like Ben White, who probably is going to be one of those players that's going to be on the bench next season. And it's the similar thing that Man City got going on, and that's what makes them great. You look at their bench; they've always got Foden, Grealish, sometimes Mahrez. Next season, if we're looking at our bench and we're seeing the likes of Ben White, Havertz, and Nketiah, all sorts of top players that would have been starting last season, that's the difference maker for us. And with Man City, they've got Gundogan going, Bernardo Silva. There's talks about Kyle Walker leaving to Bayern Munich. You can see what's happening, man. Their players, they're full up, man. You know what happens when you get full up, man. Remember Ramadan, man. When you're full up, you're done, man. It's finished, man. It's over. You can't tell me nothing. You can't show me my favorite food and tell me to eat it. I'm not going to eat it.
But this is why Man City are so good, because they refresh when they need to.
Yeah, but right now, like, they've reached the pinnacle, bro. They've reached that level of hunger where their appetite is completely been fulfilled. You know what I'm trying to say? And a lot of their players. And I think that, with Pep Guardiola having his last 2 seasons, because everyone kind of knows that he's going in after 2 more seasons, I think what he's doing is he's rebuilding. Unlike Alex Ferguson, who was a bit selfish, he wants the next manager to succeed. So he's going to kind of go for a rebuild. So when he leaves, the next manager can have a sustainable run to proceed with what he's built. And I think that's what he's looking at, and Man City are looking at. And they might start sacrificing things over the next year and a half to put that measure in place. Because you see what happened with Man United. Alex Ferguson left them, David Moyes in charge with nothing. You get what I'm trying to say? Because obviously for his own reasons, his own legacy, he didn't give a shit. But that till this day, them effects are running at Man United. Them type of decisions that were made on his final season are still haunting them right now. You get me? And Man City wouldn't want to be in that type of position because Pep Guardiola is not going to be replaceable. So it's up to him and Man City to kind of make sure that transition for when he leaves goes well. And I think that's why Arteta knows what's going on. He's been there. I think, he would have known from what the plan would have been over the next decade or so at City. So he's pouncing on opportunities where he knows there's going to be a slight transition happening in Man City. And a lot of people think that's bullshit. But, bro, any top manager, let alone the best manager in the world, leaves your team, transition is going to happen, And Man City are smart enough to probably take a year and, especially when they won the treble, and actually just kind of focus on making sure that it's sustainable after he leaves. So I think, bro, the next Arsenal, we got something special cooking. I think the next year is gonna be good. But I think that in 2 seasons' time, when all our players are reaching peak fitness, peak physicality, the likes of Martinelli, I read somewhere, I can't remember, Martinelli over the last 2 years, he grew an inch. And it just made me think, bro, these guys haven't even finished their full physical development as natural human beings. You know what I'm trying to say? You're
talking about them like they're Super Saiyans. What's going on?
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's like they're young, innit? Like they haven't finished their growth.
Man,
you got what I'm trying to say?
Man, basically saying they haven't reached shit. Oh man.
Bro, they haven't even finished their growth as like their natural growth from as people, in it, like, you know what I'm trying to say, but you stop growing at some point, you start putting on mass and stuff like that. So with Declan Rice adding on Havertz, bro, I think we're forming some sort of like special team, man. Do you know what I'm trying to say, man? We ain't got none of this what do you call it? Yeah, man, it's a good time, man. Big up your chest. Everybody in the chat that's Arsenal fans, big up your chest, man. Listen, man, I'm gonna start calling in more regularly as well, inshallah, bro, man. Because you got the best show going, man. And you know what, man? It's going to be a wicked time, man. Pre-season, I know we got Man United in July. You get what I'm trying to say? Stress for them, man. Stress. You get what I'm trying to say?
Don't forget.
Bro, they're already saying it's just a pre-season. The game hasn't even, it's not even started. You get what I'm trying to say? But we need to win that Community Shield. That's the one where we can show everyone like what's actually going on and what we've been working on and all of them things there. But yeah, man, what do you think?
Bro, we're winning the league next year as long as we get Declan Rice, another midfielder for cover, and 1 or 2 defenders. One defender who can play 2 positions, or at least one defender minimum. So if we can get these 4, bro, if we get these 4 that we're linked to, I'm liking it. If we can get these guys, let me show you. If we can get these 4, I rate this window a 7 out of 10.
Bro, I think it's complete, bro. If we sign them 4, it's complete. And obviously, you know how Edu does, man. There's always some sort of.
That's a 7 out of 10. It's not an 8. It's not a 9.
Bro, no, but you know what it is? You have to factor that. You know, there's going to be like 2 little 16, 17, 18-year-olds that nobody's heard about that, you know, can potentially just turn into like you know, superstars as well, man. You know, Edu's always cooking in some sort of league.
We're going to go sign some random Brazilians like Martinelli again.
Pedrinho, man. You not heard about that one?
Bro, that Brazilians. There's no time for Brazilians no more, man.
Hey, listen, man. You never know, man. This one is looking like the real deal, man. Not that. What do you call it? What's his name? Bro, I forgot who it was.
I don't want no more Lokongas, bro. We just got rid of him to Burnley.
Nah, you know what? I think them days are over, man. You know what it is? Like Arteta was experimenting. We was. You have to realize we was trying to get into top 4 when we was making them signings. You know what I mean? So they weren't even terrible signings for the time that we signed them, but they were disposable kind of. I don't like to talk about people like this, but they were disposable. You know what I'm trying to say, man? Now we're on another level where we can start getting rid of them. You know what I'm trying to say? Guys like Holding, and I want to give a shout out to certain players that a lot of Arsenal players don't really realize what actually happens in a football club. Players like Mohamed El Neni and Holding, right? Like people think, why did these guys keep staying here? But these guys are essential for the locker room. You know, these are the type of people where, especially El Nene, and there's so many Arsenal players have gone about and said it, man. It's almost like they might as well just terminate their football contract and let them just hang around and be coach or something, because these are the type of players that everybody. It's like work. We all work in it. Like when certain people are at work and certain people call in sick and don't come in, you know it's going to be a shit day. You know. It's no different to any walk of life, you know what I'm trying to say? And there's always been good reports about Holding and El Nene and what they bring outside of the football game. These guys don't get much time, you know what I'm trying to say? But I feel I'm only saying that because I think Holding's going to go soon, and I don't want people to start saying, thank goodness, blah, 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 blah. Although like he tried his best and he was never good enough over the last 5 seasons. He had essential roles outside of the pitch that been taking us to where we've been taking us. You know what I'm trying to say? With some of the players, El Nene as well. You know, Jacques will probably return as a coach one day in a few seasons time of that. So yeah, man, it's a good time, man. It's a good time to be an Arsenal fan right now.
You know what, brother? Thank you for jumping on. I'll leave you there. You have yourself a wonderful day. What's your name, by the way?
Idris, man. So,
Nice
yeah, man, I'll call in again, man.
Yeah,
man. Love him.
Peace out, guys. Big up everyone in the comment section. If you understand Somali, you understand some of the words that we're throwing in there. But you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. This has been a great stream. This has been the watch along. Sorry, why did I say watch along? What am I talking about? Rewind. This has been the Call-In Arsenal News Today's show. Kai Havertz to Arsenal is a done deal. Thomas Partey could be sold. Timber might be next. Rice and Lavia are cooking. We got to find out what's going on. And what is Edu cooking, ladies and gentlemen? Today he's cooking them minerals. That's what I'm saying. People are saying we're twerking. I would just say we're laughing because at the end of the day, if we can make that Kai Havertz into a baller, Chelsea fans are going to be looking at him saying, who's this guy? Who's this guy? But you know what, bro? It's a steam cooker. It takes a while. It's a steam cooker. It takes a while. It takes a while. People saying we're cooking shit. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'll catch you guys on the next show tomorrow. I'm gonna have me, Dawood, Le African Gunner, Zach, and so me, Dawood, Gunnar Lee, Zach, and Le African Gunner. It's going to be the 4 of us plus myself. We're going to talk about all the latest news tomorrow. It's going to be the Arsenal Panel Show podcast. We're going to get into it. And you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Love for the love, people. You already know what it is. Egal Talks Football. I'll be back again for the next show. We went from 4th to 2nd. Next year, we're gonna go from 2nd to 1st. I'm telling you guys, keep an eye out for us. Everyone's loving the show right now. I hope you guys continue to hit that goddamn like button, and we're out.
Here we go.